Hey family, what's going on? How's everybody doing? And of course, we're here at Lockdown Central, I guess to be exact. And of course, we're joined on this episode of Teach Talk with the one and only Sharell Edwards, certified Microsoft innovative instructor and educator. How you doing? Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I'm good in this 24-hour lockdown. How are you?
I'm making it. And when you hear that sigh, I think it's the sigh of parents all across, not even just the Bahamas, but the globe.
The globe.
They are stuck indoors with their kids.
Yep.
And, they're doing their best trying to homeschool. But, all of us aren't teachers. We try to do our best. We're on YouTube trying to figure out how to do circle time and all this wonderful thing. But I know that you have a very, very, very interesting session that's going to be going on where you're going to be helping to train parents and help them figure out this roadmap for us who are not educators.
Right. Well, Cash, tonight at 7 o'clock, we have our first Teach Talk for parents. Quite frankly, parents, how are you coping? That is our question. We want to know, how's it going? You went from going to work to now being a homeschooling mom or dad or both. But we recognize that a lot of people had some frustration. It's like, how do these teachers do this? Like, how do I find the right resources? How do I keep my child engaged? So what we did is we put together a talk for you tonight. We have 3 experts, including myself, that's going to give you some tips on resources that you can look at. We're also give you some tips on, just how to take it one day at a time. We're not asking you to be teachers. We're just asking you to facilitate the learning, keep your kids engaged, even do some art activities, do some music activities, bond with them. If you see that it's getting a little rough and the 2 of you are crying, it's time to stop.
And that's the thing about it is as parents, we spend some time with our kids, but not this much time.
Right.
And so it's just trying to figure out, okay, what do we do at 8 o'clock? What do we do at 9 o'clock? What do we do at 12 o'clock? And just really trying to fill in those gaps throughout the day.
Right.
Because, I have a 2-year-old, and so, he gets up at about 7 and he can just run and play until 12 a.m. if we let him. And so, it's just not letting them play all day and not letting them watch YouTube all day, but trying to get in some education there.
That's key, Cash. A lot of people find that, if they give them the tablet all day, yes, even if it's educational, it's still not necessarily what you want them to do because you want to engage your child. You can give all the tablets and all of the little apps that you want, but at the same time, they need some contact, some contact time. And a lot of times people don't really know how to do that, or it seems more difficult than it really is. So we have an excellent panel. Like I said, myself, then we have Carolyn Gardner from New Jersey. She's an educational specialist. She's going to come on and she's more geared towards primary ed. So she's going to speak more towards like dealing with primary students at this time and lower primary, upper primary. Then we have the social studies education officer at the Ministry of Education. She deals with high school. She's going to also talk about gathering resources, and also she's going to touch on the BJC. And then we have Moika Roll-Moss, who is a language arts educator with the Ministry of Education. She too will be talking about the high school and touching on the BJC. We saw that Cambridge canceled their exams, but then we were told that ours are going to still go forward. So you still have to ensure that your children are preparing for the national exams.
Yeah, that's so important because you would find, definitely as a teacher, and parents would know that when kids go on summer vacation, that brain fog comes in, they lose a lot of information and they just forget, I guess, how to be a student per se. And so you don't want that to happen during this time because as soon as things cleared up, they're going to have to go full back into class, not sure exactly how the Ministry of Education is going to work everything out.
Right.
But as I said on the radio, you are going back to school.
You are.
You could bet your bottom dollar.
Yes.
And so you can't get too relaxed and too lax, even though this is a quote-unquote vacation, but not really.
Right. It's true. And then that's the thing. I'm glad you said that. Most people do believe that they're on vacation.
Yeah.
And then children automatically, when school is out, it's a vacation to them. It doesn't matter what it's out for. They don't care who called it out. Once it's out, it's a vacation. I was able to talk with a few of my students on yesterday, just to check in on them to see how they were doing, to make sure that they're actually working in other subjects. Now, I'm an art and design teacher, so our BJC work is actually still at school. So there's nothing they can do with that at this time. But like I told them, go ahead and ensure that you are on the online platform so you can keep abreast of your math, your English, social studies, and science, because you still have to prepare for those BJC subjects.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that this is a, I guess, a blessing for those who are studying for BGCSE, because you get all kind of extra time now to be able to get your information. And so we should see a lot of great grades coming in if students are prepared to do the work. And that's the thing about it. And so us parents, we have to be able to put a little bit of pressure on them to make sure that they're staying engaged and staying focused, because it's not like you're saying, okay, April 1st, you're going to go back to school. It's like you still don't know when it's all going to be done. And so you don't want to say, okay, well, let me wait until the day before to start getting myself engaged, or the week before. But every day you want to do a little something to keep yourself engaged and ready.
That's it. That's it right there. And that's all we really want to talk about tonight, you know. And then hear some of the success stories of parents, as well as maybe some of the horror stories. I started off, and I'm an educator, I started off with a lovely schedule, and this was what we're going to do, and we're going to have PE and arts, and you're doing this. Now, there's really not a schedule to say at 9 o'clock to do this, 10 o'clock. No, it didn't work in my house. What worked in my house was I said, okay, you're going to do this amount of paperwork today. All right. So the school sends some paperwork, and then you're going to do this amount of work on the app. So there's a balance. You do the paperwork, then you do the app, and then you can do whatever else for this amount of time. And then that's it. That works in my house. You know, there's no judgment. Most people think, oh, well, this person says she's on the schedule and this is working. They give them snack time. They give them lunch. Yes, that works in that house. You have to see what works in your home, that to keep balance, because at the same time, you don't want to compare your home to another home, because it might not work. You might end up frustrating yourself and the child even more.
Yeah. And we talked about this time and time again, you know, the different ways that children learn. And so for some parents, this is going to be a great experience to find out how your child learns and works best. And you could be able to fill them in and use that venue to be able to get the education across.
Agreed, Cash. Agreed.
All right. So as we get ready to wrap up, for persons who want to register, how can they do so to be a part of this wonderful experience?
Okay, so you can go ahead on Facebook, look for Sharell Edwards Training Services, and we'll have our registration link there for you. Once again, that's Sharell Edwards Training Services. We'll have the link there for you. And then also, once you register, it will tell you exactly where you go tonight at 7 o'clock. Okay, we look forward to seeing you there. And I promise, guys, it's going to be exciting.
Awesome. I'm excited about it. And in the vein of learning something new, I'll just put a plug in right here.
Yes.
I released my first ebook for those of you who've been interested. Oh, thank you. For those of you who've been interested in podcasting, and you know, the topics that you're going to talk about tonight would make a great podcast, you know, especially during this time, for persons to be able to listen to while they're on the road, while they're traversing their home, because that's the only place we can go, and being able to get that information out there. And so it's called Your First Podcast. We're going to put the information below this video, and go ahead, check it out. And I pray that it'll give you something that you could be able to get started on the process of getting your first podcast out there. And
I endorse Keshagan J. Adderley. I'm telling you, he knows what he's doing.
Yes, thank you so much. And of course, we look forward to tonight. What time do you get started again?
We start at 7 o'clock. We're going to open up the chat at about 6:45, just to make sure people get in, are comfortable. And then we're going to hit 7 o'clock on the dot.
All right, awesome. We're looking forward to it. And of course, this has been another great edition of Teach Talk. We have to do this again. We have to do this again.
We have to.
Joined by the one and only Sharell Edwards. And of course, she's a certified Microsoft innovative educator. And she's going to be helping so many parents across the globe tonight as she brings together a dynamic team, helping you as a parent to be able to cope during this time. You try to homeschool, you try to educate, you try to inspire kids during this time that we are kind of on lockdown, all right? So thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you tonight. Make sure to join it and be a part of it. Thanks so much, Sharell.
Thank you.